speak English in 21 days with AI, more specifically ChatGPT. I'm gonna give you the steps, I'm gonna give you examples, and then a 21-day challenge so that you can implement the steps I'm going to recommend in this lesson. If you don't know me very well, how's it hanging? I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Consider subscribing to the channel because I am always posting different kinds of English lessons to help you achieve English fluency and speak more confidently. But here we go. When I say 21 days, teach yourself to speak English, I am not claiming you're going to be fluent in 21 days and that your problems will be solved. And yes, no, you will need to keep on practicing. But I want you to notice change. And for you to feel any difference, you will need consistency. So follow my recommendations for 21 days and I prepare the exercise for you. So watch the video until the end because you're going to enjoy what I prepared for you. So first things first, I'm going to recommend using ChatGPT. Okay, there are other AIs, but honestly, guys, this is going to keep on happening. There will be more and more websites and applications and AI tools. So I'm going to stick with ChatGPT. And the most important element you need to consider is you need to guide AI. AI is a tool, just like Google, just like YouTube. It's a tool. If you don't give it the proper guidance, you will not be able to have the results that I'm going to recommend in this lesson, that I'm going to suggest you're going to have. So this is perhaps the biggest challenge students have, guiding AI. And I intend to make other videos about it. That's why I want you to subscribe to the channel. But to do this exercise, you will activate the voice mode. And to do this practice, I used the free version. Of course, you will not be able to use this free version for a really long time because it is free. But if you do this a little on each day, you will be able to do this exercise. The exercise I'm going to recommend is not very long, so it'll be simple for you to do. So activate the voice mode. And when you maybe it's too small for you to see, but when you go to ChatGPT, you're able to tap or click on an icon that says voice mode. And when you activate the voice mode, you're talking to a robot. That's basically how it goes. So remember, you're talking to a robot. It's not a person. It is not going to intuitively know what you want. It is waiting for your command, for your prompts, for your questions, for your needs. Therefore, this is the part you need to pay close attention to. What am I supposed to do? What do I want? And this is the part you tell what you want. Now, I activated the voice mode because I want you to practice your English speaking. You can do this in writing, actually, by typing. But here the purpose is to work on your English speaking. So here you activate the voice mode. You're going to tell ChatGPT what you want, okay? Let's see if I prepared here. For the next 21 days, I will show you the prompts that I created. You will follow this process. I think it's a 5-step process. Let me see if I'm not wrong, if it's 5 or 6. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's 5. Yes, it is 5. There's a 5-step process that I prepared so that when you activate the voice mode, you follow my steps and you can practice your English speaking by yourself and receive some proper guidance on what you need to do next. Okay, so follow this 5-step process and let me know if you have any questions. And as I said, it is a start. It's not going to solve all your problems. You will need to keep going. But my intention is, okay, I did this, so now I know how to keep going. That's my goal with this, okay? So these steps: activate the chat mode, the voice mode on ChatGPT. Then you're going to use this command, okay? The second step is to use the command that I'm going to read for you guys now. Let me read it because it's too small for me. Okay, so I prepared one question to practice my English speaking. So I will read the question, then I will answer it. And I want you to provide some feedback. Is that okay? And that's the prompt that I want you to give to ChatGPT. Oh, Priscilla, what if I have 10 questions? I don't recommend doing that with too many questions. Prepare one question, then you will have all the other steps for you to follow. That's why you shouldn't give too many questions. This is not a human, okay? And even as a human, if you were having a conversation class with me, I would ask you a question. I would pay attention to your answer, and then I would collect as much information as possible to provide you with accurate correction and feedback. Then I would move on to the next question, and then so on and so forth. So give very objective prompts to ChatGPT so it can give you the best it can, okay? So here, I prepared one question very well. The next step is, well, I skipped this part here, but because I imagine it would be, you can get it from context. The next part is to actually give the question, which I'm going to show you, okay? You will give the question, you will answer the question, and then after that, you don't even need to ask because you already gave the prompt. ChatGPT will give you the feedback, will give you the correction, the necessary correction. If you don't understand the correction, you can ask for the transcript. So after you give this command, in step number 2, ChatGPT will say, sure, give me the question, I'll help you. Then what do? You give the question. And I will show you, because I recorded before this lesson, I will show you right now, okay? I'm gonna show you in action how to get it done. After you answer your question, ChatGPT will immediately give you the feedback. It's gonna tell you a few things and information that you must know, what you should work on, if there were any mistakes, but it'll give you some feedback. And this is just getting started. Priscilla, I didn't understand the feedback. I didn't understand the words. What do? You can ask ChatGPT to provide you the transcript. It does that automatically, but you can ask anyways, and it'll give you the feedback. Now, step number 4, ask ChatGPT to correct all grammar mistakes in the transcript of your answer, okay? So what I did was, I don't have the screenshot here. Oh, I do have the screenshot. I will show you in a little bit, okay? But in step number 4, after you answered, after ChatGPT gave you the feedback, now you're gonna get your answer in text, in transcript format. And you're gonna ask ChatGPT, hey, I want you to correct the grammar mistakes and give me additional comments. That's what you're going to do. And then after that, you're gonna tell ChatGPT, let me see, I'm sorry. No. Step number 5. In step number 5, if you want more conversational feedback or more formal feedback, what is the difference? Depending on your need, ChatGPT will give you some suggestions. Priscilla, I need English for work, something more formal, something more business related. So ask ChatGPT to give you more feedback in that direction. Priscilla, I'm more conversational. I'm not really looking for any business recommendation or stuff. So you can ask, you can guide ChatGPT. Oh, give me some more conversational feedback. Give me more formal feedback. Which version do you want? You have to guide. That's your job. And then ChatGPT will give it to you. Does that mean it'll give you exactly what you need? That is going to be perfect like humans do? No, not now. Okay, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 2 years, ChatGPT will be much better at that. But for now, it'll give you some standard answers. Be careful, you will have to use your critical thinking, but that's a good start, okay? So here's a question that I prepared. Are your parents as supportive as your friends? Talk about it. This is the question that I gave ChatGPT, okay? Now, before I show you what I did, because I recorded the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if possible, share this video with a friend. And if you're interested, I have 3 very interesting products that can help you if you study alone and you need help. The first one is my 30-day speaking challenge. In this case, ChatGPT will not correct your English. It'll be me, Teacher Prix. I listen, I type the corrections, or I speak the corrections to you. The idea of this challenge is to help you improve your English speaking and build consistency. I prepare the questions, I show you how to prepare yourself to answer the questions, how to use different words. There are preparation lessons before you start with the challenge. And then on each day, there's a different question for you to work on, record yourself speaking, and my team and I will listen and provide you with feedback, but a more detailed feedback. Because I'm human, I pay more attention to what you're doing in this challenge, which is another observation I'm going to talk about limitations that you're going to find. So stay with me until the end of this video. I also have my ebook on speaking exercises you can do alone. So check the link in the description of this video. I know you're going to like it, but let's keep going, right? Now, I'm going to play the video of the step-by-step process I followed, okay? I want you to listen with me, and then I will make some observations as the video is playing. So let's go. It is this exercise, the question about your parents and stuff. Let's go. I prepared 2 questions to practice my English speaking. So I will read the question, then I will answer, and I want you to provide some feedback. Is that okay?
Absolutely. That sounds like a perfect plan. Go ahead and read your questions and answers, and I'll give you feedback along the way.
So you see, when you're using ChatGPT to give you the correction style, it already replies, okay, give me the questions, give me the answer, I'll correct. That's basically that, okay? So I prepared 2 questions to practice my English speaking. So I will read the question, then I will answer, and I want you to provide some feedback. Is that okay?
Absolutely. That sounds like a perfect plan. Go ahead and read your questions and answers, and I'll give you feedback along the way.
All right. So first question, are your parents as supportive as your friends? Talk about it. Did you get the first question?
Yes, I did. It's about whether your parents are as supportive as your friends say. Whenever you're ready to share your answer, I'm all ears.
So you see here, I wanted to confirm if it had understood the question, okay? Just to make sure that, okay, did you get the question? And in your case, in my case, I knew it got the question, but in your case, maybe your pronunciation is not so good, so you may need to make this confirmation, like, oh, okay, so did you get the question? Can I move on? So this may be a good thing for you to do before you start answering the question. So let's go. Okay, in my opinion, it depends on the situation. Obviously, my parents are very supportive of me, but sometimes I don't feel as comfortable as I would like to, sharing certain details of my life. Therefore, I feel a little bit more reassured when I talk to my friends about certain topics. But that doesn't mean they are not supportive. It's just that there are some subjects I feel more at ease talking to my friends about. That's my answer. Please provide some feedback. Now, one thing that you can add this step, when you finish answering your question, you can say, that's my answer. Now you can go ahead with my feedback. And then ChatGPT will, okay? The observations are general. But again, you have to guide. The more information you give, the more commands you give, the more it delivers to you.
That was really well expressed. You gave a balanced view and explained the nuances clearly. One small suggestion would be to maybe vary your vocabulary a bit more, for instance, using synonyms for supportive or comfortable. But overall, you did an excellent job. Keep it up.
Now, this is the part where you can expand on the feedback. This is the challenge. This is the work I do with my students when I'm doing the correcting their speaking exercise, and I already make all the corrections. But here you have to guide and ask the question. So look at my question. The ChatGPT recommended using different words. So here's what I said. What are the synonyms you would suggest? What are the synonyms you would suggest? Because there was no grammar correction for ChatGPT to make, because the answer was well structured, but it suggested some vocabulary changes. So I want to know, what are the changes you would recommend?
For example, instead of saying supportive, you could use encouraging, understanding, or helpful.
That's good.
And instead of comfortable, you could say at ease, relaxed, or confident. Mixing these up can make your responses even more engaging.
I did use at ease. I used the word at ease. So I already used that word to avoid using comfortable. Look at what it says.
You're absolutely right. My mistake. You did use at ease perfectly. In that case, you can also consider synonyms like reassured, confident, or even relaxed in different contexts.
I also used reassured. I also used the word reassured. So again, pay attention. The corrections will never be accurate. Sometimes it'll recommend, oh, you should use more synonyms. I did use more synonyms. Look.
You're absolutely on point. You really did include those synonyms naturally.
I did.
It shows you have a strong vocabulary.
Thank you, I do.
Overall, your answer was clear and nuanced, so well done.
Very well. Can you provide me the transcript, please? See, I asked for the transcript.
Of course.
Now, what I liked about this request is that when I asked for the transcript, it spoke my answer. So this is a good way for you to work on your pronunciation.
Quick transcript of what you shared.
Look.
Question, are your parents as supportive as your friends? Talk about it. Answer, in my opinion, it depends on the situation. Obviously, my parents are very supportive of me, but sometimes I don't feel as comfortable sharing certain details of my life. Therefore, I feel a little bit more reassured when I talk to my friends about certain topics. But that doesn't mean they're not supportive. It's just that there are some subjects I feel more at ease discussing with my friends. If you need any more details or have any other questions, just let me know.
That'll be all. Thank you. That's wonderful. This is a good way for you to use it, and you follow the steps that I am recommending. It is not 100%, guys. This is what you need to understand about ChatGPT. It won't be perfect. My next step recommendation would be to paste the transcript, as I mentioned before, and ask for the corrections. Any grammar or any suggestion so that you can really dive into this exercise. So don't stop, go deeper. Now, this is not as simple to be done alone, but it is a very good exercise for you to do alone. So my next step, maybe you don't see it so well, it's small, I know it is, but I asked for more grammar feedback. Let's see, let me open this here because I don't see it. And then it pasted my transcript, and it gave me some feedback. Oh, maybe you should have added this word, use however instead of but. Do you want me to give you a more conversational variation, a more academic variation, a little bit more formal? So you can expand and explore different words. Maybe you could ask, hey, can you give me some different ways to use comfortable, some different synonyms to comfortable in my answer? How would it look like? So this is your next step in this practice. That way you are really exploring your speaking practice with ChatGPT. And what is my idea with 21 days? You need to practice. Now, first things first, I don't recommend asking ChatGPT to create the questions for you. Okay, it will create really odd questions that you may not connect with. I recommend finding websites that have questions for you to use based on conversation subjects. I teach that in my study plan cycle. I will also leave the link in the description of this video. I prepare the questions. I prepare 21 days of questions. As I said, 1 question per day. I want you to build momentum, okay? Question number 1, what is the most inspirational book you have ever read? Number 2, what games did you used to play when you were young? 3, how will communication change in the future? 4, what will transportation look like in 20 years? 5, do you prefer to eat at home or at a restaurant, and why? 6, would you prefer having more academic intelligence or more street smarts? Why? 7, do you prefer going out at night or enjoying quiet nights at home, and why? 8, how often do you check your social media during the day? 9, what are you going to do this week? 10, are you meeting anyone this week? Why not? 11, which is more important, money or happiness? Why? 12, who is more influential, politicians or celebrities? Why? 13, if your friend asks you to go out tomorrow night, what will you say and why? 14, if it rains this weekend, what will you do? 15, what do you usually do when you're feeling bored? Why? 16, what kind of snacks do you usually eat when you go to the movie theater? Why? 17, if you could create a superhero, what would their power and name be and why? 18, would you live forever if you could? Why? 19, is there anything you keep doing even though you shouldn't? What is it and why do you think that happens? 20, who's your favorite Hollywood celebrity and why? 21, what are some habits you dislike? What are some of your habits you dislike? Okay? Now, what is the goal here? The goal is for you to answer a question on each day. okay? This practice is isolated from your English study routine, so keep that in mind. Now, one thing that I have to admit here, and it's not the purpose of ChatGPT, at least in this scenario, is it is not it's not great for pronunciation and intonation correction. I didn't record this exercise, but I did it. I read a short text and I made really bad pronunciation mistakes intentionally, and it didn't correct well. It really didn't do a very good job. There are other applications for that you can use, but it's not going to do that. However, you can ask it to read something for you so that you can listen and work on your pronunciation. For that, it would be a good idea to use it. So it'll give you very general feedback unless you give it really specific commands. And for pronunciation, if you're interested, let me know here in the comments and I can make another video so that you can use ChatGPT for pronunciation purposes. If that's something you're interested in, then let me know in the comments. I will think about it, okay? Now, guys, another important observation here. As I said, this video is aimed solely at speaking without connecting the dots. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to the way you study. You need to follow a proper plan. And here I'm just giving you a 21-day speaking exercise to teach yourself to speak and receive proper guidance while you're using ChatGPT or any other AI tool. So you need to connect your practice with other exercises. That's what I like to call an integrated practice. So if you need help with that, I strongly recommend getting my 21-day study plan cycle, my action plan for fluency, because there I teach you how to study efficiently, connecting all the English skills, studying one subject on each day and connecting these skills, your grammar practice, vocabulary practice, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So I'm pretty sure that this is a good investment for you if you study English alone and you don't know how to connect your practice. Other than that, share this video with a friend and I'll see you next time. Bye!